We're not the Waynes.
We're not the Waynes.
Bitch, I hate to tell the truth. We're not the same.
Box and Rap Podcast.
Oh, man. Yo. What's good, people? It is the Ox and Rap Podcast, here to talk about Bungou Stray Dogs Season 4, Episodes 9 and 10. We missed last week, but we here now to cover these two episodes. A lot to get into. I'm pretty sure Perry has a lot to say about it too. How you doing, Perry?
I'm doing good, man. So another Good Friday. That we could be here last week, but we here today.
Yeah, I think, it's hard to, see if it's a good episode to talk about something because the next episode could flow so well into the, into a better discussion for another week. I think episode 9 could have been talked about by itself, looking at how things played out now, but I don't really regret it because it still does go into what happened in this episode, and it would have been an interesting discussion, like how our speculations on certain things, because I watched episode 9 today, so I'll just say very quickly what I thought happened did happen. When old boy showed up in episode 10, the guy who gave Akiko the hair ornament, and he showed back up in episode 10, I was like, yo, wait, he didn't die? And I was so confused. I was like, there's no way Akiko's ability just didn't revive. And I was thinking in my head, maybe, I don't know, maybe the hunting dolls or somebody got some resurrection ability.
Yeah.
But I started to look back at what old boy said. This is going to be something we talk about. I looked back at what Tachihara said about his brother. And then I was thinking to myself, why would he mention this all of a sudden? And then I drew the connection. I was like, bro, his brother is probably old boy. And then we got the reveal maybe a minute after that he was undercover in the port mafia. So we said this 2 podcasts ago.
Yeah, we did. I went back today. I was looking that's one of us mentioned because Bungou Stray Dogs is one of those series where no information is filler. And we kind of talked about it before, but anytime someone mentions something, there's always a reason why it's mentioned. Yeah. And I think the episode when Rampa is informed of the agent who might need help betraying this dangerous organization, we kind of speculated. Well, you speculated first that it might be the Port Mafia.
Yeah, and it was more so because I didn't know who it was going to be, so I was I wasn't sure of it, but I just thought a story implication. If we were to go to the Port Mafia, everything would have been cool for the most part, because the Port Mafia has strong enough people to where if we went into their hideout and we just scoped the scene and just waited things out, we would have been good. I feel, I felt like the only way to break that up is to have that person who was undercover be in a port mafia, and that's exactly what happened. He bided his time. He waited for the right moment to where he was tasked to helping Akiko and the rest, make that exchange. And yeah, he was a traitor. And I wonder how long he's been at this and what exactly was his job in this group, because he said that he got saved a long time ago. So how long has he been in the port mafia? I want to know that.
Yeah, it had to be for a very long time, the way he talked about it. And I wonder, did Mori like figure out, was there a rat somewhere? No pun intended. But because like the Rampa's detective episodes, he talked about how his cover is getting close to getting blown. But we never get any confirmation from Mori that he suspects that, or he suspects anybody is on the enemy side. So I wonder where that information come from.
Well, I think, given too that he was just tasked with something to make this whole exchange, there had to be a level of trust that he had in the organization for them to go like, yeah, you should, because it's Akiko. We know how precious Akiko is to Mori, and for her power alone. You would expect the people that were to chaperone her be somebody or people in the organization that are either just really strong or just they've been here for a while. So I think it's the latter. So I wonder what his initial purpose was, because obviously his initial purpose couldn't have been to do what he did here, because there's no way they could have foreseen all of that. But I guess it could have just been keeping tabs on the port mafia. I mean, they're an illegal organization, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I guess it also makes sense because you kind of want to like keep an eye on them, just in case they go too crazy or they team up with somebody dangerous. It can cause real damages.
Yeah, it would be interesting if Mori had his own spy. I don't know if he would have a spy in the hunting dogs, but I feel like he would have a spy somewhere. It's Mori talking about, and usually he don't get outplayed just that easily. There's going to be some response, something.
Yeah, that's why I'm really wondering, like, did Mori foresee this and wanted that to happen, or is he has a plan in place for this?
I mean, how viable do you think it is that he may have a spy in the hunting dogs? Is that something that we think is possible?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think just because of like how tight-lipped the hunting dogs are, and like how like no one knew what the members look like, I think it's damn near impossible for you to get somebody in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm inclined to believe that too. I think it's like you said. I have a real good feeling that they're a real tight knit group, and something like infiltration wouldn't be possible for that group. But I don't know. It could be a situation to where, let's say, Tachihara is a triple agent. It could be something like that. I mean, you flip once like that, you can flip again. Who knows? I mean, but we don't know. I mean, by what happened in the last episode with Akiko, having a blicky to her face, we don't expect her to die. I don't think either of us expect her to die from that. So it's a matter of, where did she get shot? If they did shoot her, how is she going to survive? Did someone save her? A lot of different questions. And I haven't really thought about what happened to her, but I think she's probably just going to be captured by the hunting dogs. That's the feeling I get.
Yeah, I'm just worried. Like, where's Atagawa in this whole season? Like, no offense, if we gonna get the hunting dogs, why Mori ain't like he sent Chuyuya's out, so why he ain't sending Atagawa out?
I don't know, man. Something. I don't know. He has been pretty absent in this season. I guess he just waiting to fade, old boy.
Yeah, Wayne he in rehab, Wayne not kill nobody. He can't be out on the streets.
Yeah, I mean, they had his. Well, he could come because that's his sister, so they got his sister.
Yeah.
His sister got. So
Yeah.
who knows? He may go off next episode, knowing that. I don't know. I don't expect her to die from what happened to her, but I mean, it's a possibility that he sees that unfold and then he goes crazy because he's a very impulsive person.
Yeah. But the crazy part is like she's in front of like I think it was like five of the honey, like all the $500 in front of her.
Yeah.
So I don't know who could come in there and get her out safely.
Well, it depends on whether they don't see what I think what's going to save them is or save her is the fact that they aren't after them. The Port Mafia is helping them, but it's not as if they are the ones that are their targets. They just collateral right now. So I think they will be willing to just look the other way when it comes to them. But Akiko, yeah, she's definitely either captured or something more is going on. Considering though that all the hunting dolls are there, even if Tachihara was a triple agent or if he really was working for Mori the whole time and this is like a long game, it doesn't matter because the rest of the hunting dolls are there. So even if he is in Mori's camp, to save face, Akiko has to be captured.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They got my girl.
They did, man. They did. The angel of death has finally paid for her sins.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. What's good, EA? I'm here only to say, hey, how y'all have a fantastic day. Appreciate you, EA. You have a good day as well.
Yeah, you too, EA. I'm sorry about the Katie situation, man. I'm sorry about that, man.
Bro, I don't. Yo, man, that injury was so goofy. I just gotta say, man.
Yeah.
That was like some Looney Tunes shit, bro.
Yeah. I thought it was like a meme. I thought somebody made it up when I first seen the picture. I was like, this is so goofy.
Yeah.
And then it was real, and I was like, oh nah, someone's getting fired.
Oh my god, man! I'm telling you, bro. That I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that was real. I'm like pre-game, bro. You just putting up shots like that's insane, man.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Akiko because I finally got what I wanted when it came to focus on her character. And man, oh man, I think the first thing to be talked about is the difference in the uses of her power or the limits of her power now to the limits that it seemed to not have in a flashback. Was that something that you noticed?
In what way? Like, what do you mean the limits of her powers?
She was able to use her power on 80 people at a time, and I don't think that all of them were even near death. It seemed like her power was a lot stronger in a flashback, at least in my eyes, because her whole thing is that she has to basically damn near kill them, beat them into an inch within their life, and then she can use thou shalt not die. But here it seemed that some people just had they were like knickknacks, injuries, and she was still able to revive them. So it looked like her powers were stronger in a flashback.
Oh, do you think it's like after that whole trauma, she kind of limits her to like put a mental restriction on her powers herself?
That's what I think. I think it's sort of similar to Rampo, or I guess it's like the opposite of Rampo in a sense, to where he was kind of limited in, I had to put on these glasses for my ability to work. And then we saw in recent seasons, this season and the season prior, he realized that was a placebo, and he kind of took the limit off himself. With Akiko, it seems that possibly because of what the trauma she endured to, like you said, being an angel of death, we'll talk more about that in detail, that she probably limited her powers to where she only uses it when it's absolutely necessary, when someone is at the brink of death.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure. It just, to my eyes, it looked her powers seemed a lot different, seemed a lot more free. Because when I saw her use her powers here, I mean, I already knew why she was valuable to Mori, but seeing how she used it here, I'm like, yo, god damn, like she was a cheat code out on the battlefield.
Yeah, and then like, oh man, the flashback is just so tragic for her character because you see the damage that like death and getting close to death does to someone, especially during war times. And you could say this to people like Subaru from ReZero.
Mm-hmm.
Like just having the inability to die but feel everything that happens to you. That's why when people give the criticism that Subaru cries too much or like he's not like toughing it out, I'm like, this man feels everything and remembers all his death. That will break a lot of people. Hell, I think it breaks anybody if you die that many times, that gruesome ways, and wake up and you're back to living your life again and could die again.
Yeah. It's one of those things to where I feel like it's so easy to utilize, and what I'm talking about is the downfall of immortality. I think when that's explored properly, it's just always a cool thing to see. It hits because you got to think in your mind, you don't even have the option of giving up. Like imagine you just every time you had to restart, and there's no back door for it. There's no escape. And these guys are soldiers, so even when they get their restart, it's just to fight back again. It's not even a restart to, okay, maybe I could do something else. They're restarting and then they're immediately like, yeah, this unit just got wiped out. Next up, get your AK, get your AK from the cellar, go do your thing. So they right back into the fray every time. So I could see why Akiko had a lot of resentment from the soldiers, and they were, calling her the angel of death and whatnot, because that option of giving up was completely taken away from them.
Yeah, and it felt like the other side was just superior in every way to them. It felt like even though like they had an undead army, the other side was just constantly killing them. And it's just like, man, you get, golly, man. I can't imagine. I see why old boy did kill himself.
Yeah. And then Akiko said something very profound in my eyes. She said that she was cheapening the value of life because of her powers, which I think that's also a cool thing too to explore, because just another series, 2 Year Eternity, and how some of the powers are working, where some people can be resurrected and whatnot. I think doing that cheapens the value of life, because you got to think like life is a cycle. Your birth, you live your life, you die. People have to have the experience of death to learn certain things and to appreciate the life they have. Imagine how things would be if there was no end. I think life wouldn't be as worthwhile if there was no death, because people start to appreciate, like, damn, I really lived on the earth for 80 years, because it's not a common thing. And even if it was, it's just, that it's coming to an end. That's how most things work. Things become valuable because of the rarity of it. Yeah,
because you really don't really get to value something if it's abundance to you.
Yeah.
Like you just literally can't, because it's always there, readily available for you. But just having that finite number, especially like life, you get to like have expressions like live life to the fullest, because you only get one. That's why like it's important that you don't make big mistakes in your life that can like ruin it, because one bad slip up could like derail your whole life, and it's hard to get that life back, especially when you're off your path.
Yeah. And can we talk? We got to mention this, man, because old boy's brother. Did we get his name? Tachiharu's brother.
No, I don't think so.
Can we talk about how this man was a scrub? Listen, I get the whole emotional thing of his brother, how they resented Akiko for being an angel of death, but how are you being near death that many times, bro?
Yeah, man, you gotta fight. You gotta fight back, man.
bro,
You gotta fight
how
back.
are you?
Like,
You
that's
bad. You bad at living. You bad at dying. Like, bro, you can't do shit right. How many times you gonna be near death? Like, you can't even just get exploded by a mine or something, bro.
Yeah. I think it's how are they collecting the bodies and bringing them back?
I don't know, bro. Like, he just got to be getting shot or something.
Yeah, every time again, like I don't know if you seen Saucy play his game he was playing the other day.
Oh yeah.
That's how he was.
Bro, like I'm just thinking to myself, it's no way you because they show because he was tallying all the times that Akiko saved his life and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the back of the shit. It looked like a cat just scratched this shit. I'm like, yo, there's no way you died that many times, my boy. Man.
Yeah, man. It's bad, man. See, at that point you gotta learn. You gotta learn your lesson. You gotta learn. Like
Something,
maybe you gotta do something, man. And then I know the people killing him be like, damn, how many times he died this time?
Yeah.
Shit, 5 times today. Shit, 5 times yesterday. Shit, he's still coming.
Bro. Yo, Jeremy in the chat. What's good, Jeremy? Man, the end of the new episode scarred me yesterday. Hope Akiko is dead. She not dead. We know she not dead. Akiko, my wife, chill out. Chill out. Listen.
In all caps.
Listen. I've been, you know what I'm saying, waving the banner of Akiko since I've been watching Bungo Stray Dogs, which hasn't been long, but hey, let me have something. I can't have shit in this goddamn house.
Nah, another great moment was the Mori speech he kind of gave Akiko. He was saying like how like wow, I can't remember the top of my head, but it was like the samurais learned the terrors of like guns and cannons during their time.
Yeah.
People learned the power of tank during their times, and then in naval combat they know that air superiority rules, and it kind of shows you how like every time a new invention or a new way to wage war is implemented or discovered, that's the way that dictates who wins that war. So you have to make use of any and all opportunities to capitalize on that new invention to win the war. And like he was saying, like this is a war gifted. Like your ability is needed to show the government that like gifted people are like the next nukes. Because let's be honest, if you could get like some people abilities in the show at war, you could win. You could win any war.
Mm-hmm. They even said as much. They said as much with the $500. Like one of them is worth 1,000. Not even just 1,000 soldiers. 1,000 special forces.
Yeah.
So that's how much of a difference it makes having a gifted on your side. So yeah, very much so. These guys are weapons of mass destruction. I think another interesting thing that Mori said was during his fight with I'm so washed, bro. I forget names like daily. Fukuzawa. Yeah. He said, "War is a game in which the first to take humanity into account loses," and that's a very much true thing. Because you look at war, what they usually do is they dehumanize the enemy. They make you think that the enemy is the scum of the earth. They need to die. You need to kill them, and what your actions will bring the outcome of like a greater good. And for that to happen, you have to put it in the soldier's head that person that you're fighting does not deserve life. That's the way it works.
Yeah, because like I don't care what kind of person you are, killing another person or taking another life is not an easy thing. And the only way to like, in my opinion, probably to ease that tension is to dehumanize them. Show them they're not like you. Show like differences in their culture, their race. Like those differences are what fuels people to be able to do these heinous crimes. And sometimes these like Mori said, the second you put humanity into war, you lose.
Yeah.
Because the other side's not gonna do that. They're going to drop bombs, do what they have to do to win that war.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things that where the opposing philosophies of Mori and Fukuzawa, you could see both sides. I think both both perspectives are needed. There is no right or wrong, but in this, you know, in this conflict, there needs to be some type of balance to it, because you can't be completely devoid of emotion, how Maury seems to be a lot of the times. You can't be as cold and calculated in every situation, because we've seen how that's affected him and how people treat him. We see how Akiko she wants nothing to do with the Port Mafia. Nothing.
Yeah.
And then we see how, conversely with Fukuzawa, we see how much he's beloved because of how great of a person he is, the person he is now. So both perspectives are needed because they both have value in it. But at the end of the day, though, I don't think anybody is really going to try to. They're fighting each other. Nobody's really going to try to find a balance to it. They're just going to try to protect their side.
It's so crazy that Akiko, like, her presence and just her backstory shows, like, she really, like, she kind of destroyed the whole tri-pack they had. And it wasn't even her fault. It was just the fact that like Fukuzawa did not want Mori to bring her back to the battlefield. Like, he cared about her well-being, while Mori cared more about her ability and what it could do for his goals.
Yeah. Shout out to Fukuzawa, man. Got her out that. Bro, they had her in the padded room, bro. Straight jacket, man.
Yeah, and Mori came back with a smile. Hey, here's where you been. I've been looking for you.
Hey, friend. I'm like, yo, get your bitch ass. Mori, you my boy. I fucks with you. Get your bitch ass out my girl's face, man. Jerry said her backstory is fucked up, but Rampo gave her a reason to live. Yeah, that's what I like that too, because you see in present time that they had, to me it seemed that they had a better relationship than everybody else. I'm talking about Akiko and Rampo. So you see that in the backstory, to where he's the person that is willing to give her a reason to live. I like how he does it too, because he does it in a way that very much fits his character. Because Rampo isn't the type of guy like Fukuzawa who is going to give you like this empathetic speech or something. He does it in a way that fits his ego, to where he's like, I'm gonna flex my powers on you, show you how great of a detective I am. What problems are you dealing with? I can answer any question you throw at me. It fits his character pretty well, while still doing the effective motion of, I'm gonna help out Akiko because she's broken right now. So shout out to those two, man. That's my number 2 and that's my number 4. Yeah, my number 2 and my number 4. Shout out to them.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy because I always thought Rampo was younger out of Akiko and him.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure. But yeah, now we know, because Rampo was 16, right? When he was under Fukuzawa's wing.
Yeah, I think so. And that was how many years ago? Like what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
She was 14 at the time, so he has to at least be 2 years older than her. So yeah. I don't know how old he is in the present time, but I imagine that Akiko is in her early 20s.
Yeah.
So yeah. But man, oh man, things are looking shaky, man. They took a lot of our best pieces. They really systematically took our best pieces off the board. We keep talking about that, but it's really crazy to imagine that from head to toe, they took our head, then they took our right hand, they took our left hand. Now they about to take our heart, bro. This group, we don't even got Kunakita, bro. We don't have nothing, man. We got yo, we have a Sushi. Oh my, Kyoka, Kenji, and then I can't remember his name right now, but is it Ryunosuke? Is that his name? Illusion boy.
Let's start with a T. I thought it was like
Junichiro. That's the name.
Yeah.
Bro, we don't got nothing.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
man.
God. Somebody help.
How you supposed to get jiggy with this shit, man?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, this is a bare bones ass team. We not beating no damn hunting dolls. We didn't even put a dent in their armor, man. Bro.
Yeah.
We not beating these niggas, bro.
Their abilities are crazy, man. The fact that Hachihara was able to make a puppet act like it was there, move it around while playing it up with it was masterful work. Nasty.
I know he had to be cheesing when he was up there acting and shit. He
Yeah.
Hollywood, nigga. Anyway, bro. That metal power though that's what kids should be doing. Cause that nigga was putting in work, boy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Stopping bullets, controlling the knives, nice ass power.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I don't like about, like, I hate to go to One Piece real quick, but like that's the thing I'm so disappointed in my kid, because I feel like he could do so much creative things with his powers, but he's just a meathead through and through. And I'm like, if Luffy had your powers, he would be making some wacky stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you had the Gummo Gummo no Mi fruit, you would not do none of the wacky stuff Luffy would do. And it's just crazy how like whoever has the fruit can dictate the possibilities and limits it can have on it.
Yeah. It's definitely a reflect, like how you, it's not only like your powers, but how you use the powers is a reflection of your character in that series. But what I always appreciate about Bungo Stray Dolls is the powers are so diverse and out there and creative, and how they're utilized is pretty interesting as well. Like France's power is so funny to me because spending, like, the concept of spending money to get stronger is very funny, but you have to think that it's a cool power because it takes preparation. He has to be in the right position monetary wise for him to be useful in a fight. Like imagine the stock market crash or some shit. He go broke or something. Then he can't fade nobody, and then he has to think like, how much of my power am I going to use, because I'm using a finite source. I mean, money is money all around the world, but he only has so much money, so he has to pick and choose how much power he's going to use at a given time. So and that's just one example. I think the powers in this show are cool, and how they're used are very cool too.
Yeah. Francis is cool. And then another thing about this episode, we kind of get to know about Francis, like his respect for the agency, because he mentioned how, like,
cool.
because he mentioned like when he was defeated and down out, he kind of just like for months was in the mud, self-loathing, was not willing to fight for his what he lost. But the armed agency is willing to, even after hours of like losing what they had, they're still putting up a better fight, a longer fight than I did when I was down and out. So I respect that, and due to my respect for them, I'm going to put my faith in them as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna add on to that Francis point. Jeremy said the agency is resting in the casualties' hands. You think they've been through enough danger in season 3? Well, we didn't see nothing yet this season. Daza has been captured, but he's chilling. Yeah. I do want to see more of those two, because I think the potential banter is great. I mean, we've already been seeing some cool things from it, but to move back to the Francis thing, yeah, I thought it was very cool that Mori didn't judge his character right. And we already talked about like the conflicting personalities between him and Fukuzawa, but that it rears his head in that line of thinking, because Mori is a person who is very skeptical of people, skeptical of their nature, and then too, I think I don't think he has a mindset to where he thinks people can change. Obviously, Francis has changed from how he was, because I don't care how he explains it, there's no way you would side with the agency if you didn't change as a person. And for him, he took a gamble on the agency, I think more so because he wants to believe in them. Like you said, he's seen the miracles they've worked and how resilient they've been, and building themselves back up after the blow they took. But instead of siding with the hunting dogs, who are a much safer bet. He sides with the agency because I think they inspired him, and he wants to, in a way, I guess, bet on the inspiration he's gotten from them, you know. So
Yeah.
shout
It was
out to
funny
Francis,
because-
man.
Yeah, it was funny too because even his sister was like, Why'd you pick that option? You know, out of the 47 options I picked out, 44 of them led to a favorable, led to us picking the hunting dogs as the horse to back, and would have
Mhm.
won.
Yeah.
And even she kind of like misjudged him, or maybe she kind of like wanted confirmation of what kind of person she know Francis can be.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Francis, man. You know, the good thing is that Akiko was able to heal old girl up before you know, they drove the ambulance. So we got his support at least. So things aren't totally bleak because we still don't know what happened to Kunikita. I mean, we know what happened, but we don't expect him to be dead. We don't know what happened with Rampo. We don't totally know what happened with Fukazawa, but given his character, I don't think he would have killed anybody to get out of his situation, so he's probably captured. So like there are like glimmers of hope sprinkled, but we don't have the full picture to even fathom how they're going to win this because it looks hopeless. I don't care if we side with the Port Mafia. The Port Mafia is strong, but these niggas are different.
Yeah.
We don't even know the full scope of what they can do. We know 3 of their abilities, right? At this point, like, because we got the metal, we got the sword, and we got old boys. I forgot what his ability was. Yeah, I forgot what his power was. He was like able to. I don't know if that was a result of his powers or a result of him being like
Super hearing.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. He's blind and he got superhuman like other abilities. So I wonder, is this like other senses like above the other honey dog's abilities, like physically?
I don't know. Maybe so. I mean, I'm pretty sure he said what his power was. I just can't. It was called Priceless Tears. I forgot what it did though. I mean, either way, yo, their like base strength is just enough to contend with a lot of the firepower we have on the other end. So, bro, we are in for some trouble. We are in for some trouble, man. Oh,
We are in trouble.
what do you think it happened with old boy? The old guy in the Port Mafia.
Oh,
Ryoro.
Yeah. I have no idea.
You think he packed up?
I don't think so. I hope he like let that man live, cause you know, cause like I feel like as an undercover agent, you gotta like, as much as you are undercover, you gotta have some kind of like people you kind of fuck with on the other side,
and
that you ain't really go all out for.
See, and that's why I think that it's possible that he could be like some triple agent or that he actually works for Mori, because here's my line of thinking. I don't think he's dead. If he's not dead, there has to be a reason for it. I said like how they can like overlook some of the people in the Port Mafia because they're not the targets, but for him to do what he did, they were in the heat of combat and he pulled out the broken sword and stabbed him with everything. I think for him to survive that, either he had to use his power in the pinch to survive it, or Tachihara just did not intend to kill him. To me, it has to be one or the other, because it doesn't really make sense if you are a true enemy and you're in the heat of battle to spare him for whatever reason. Like I could understand like somebody's down for the count, they're not stopping you, they're unconscious, and then you overlook them. But I can't understand it if somebody is directly trying to stop you and then you just don't kill them for whatever reason. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible that Mori could have got to him.
Hopefully, because oh man, the guy was so cool, man. he was like the calm-headed vet, man. Everybody needs a
Mm-hmm.
vet, man. So I'm calling the Udonis Haslam of the Port Mafia,
All
man.
right, man.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Too far, man. Too far.
My bad.
Nah, he too cold to be Haslam.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nah. Jeremy said my boy Kenji almost died. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Kenji has been a punching bag this entire season.
They've been working, old boy. Yeah, certified
Yeah.
jobber.
Yeah, it is not even his fault. Like, he gets stabbed so many times through the chest. I'll be like, I'll put a vest on or something at this point. Or some armor.
He did get stabbed in the chest twice.
Yeah.
Within 4 episodes, bro. Nah, he do gotta wear a vest. He gotta pull a vest like 50 Cent after he got shot. Bro, this shit can't keep happening, bro.
Yeah, man. It's always him. It's never anybody else getting stabbed.
Oh man. That was a kid, man. You gotta hold it down, bro. You the leader now. Shit.
Yeah.
You the fucking leader, bro. Ain't nobody else. God, man. Oh, bro.
I think that was so funny to me. Like, I feel like they could, like, if they got time to, like, stab him through the chest, they cut his legs off or something.
True.
Yeah.
He was like playing with him.
Yeah.
I don't know what old boy was doing. Bruh, I was so mad when Akiko got packed up. She she put her fist up. She got a little stance. She threw a fucking. I'm mad. No, I'm not mad that she got beat because I'm like, okay, that's understandable. I'm mad that they threw a boat at her ass.
Oh yeah.
That's so disrespectful, bro.
Yeah.
They beat her ass with a boat. I'm so sick. I can't have nothing, man. Oh man.
Hopefully, Suchi and them gets Margaret to Francis so he can work on their defense claims.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty. I think we're good there. So there's at least going to be some sort of relief down the line. But bro, looking at this season, we're on episode 10. There's 13 episodes, so there's 3 more episodes left. We can't end this on a win, bro.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about it, man. They're going to be the antagonist next season too.
Yeah, because I don't see how we end this in 3 episodes because we still have to see the others because the other Honey Dogs haven't done nothing yet, and we have to still see them. Man, and we still know what happened to Kunikini and what happened to him. Well, he's still alive,
bro.
Man,
yeah, I just see this like ending on where things just look at. It looks like it's going to be at its peak desperation. That's how I see things. Yeah, we just don't know a lot of things. We don't know what's going on with Fyodor and Dazai when it comes to how they're directing people outside.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still holding on to the belief though that Dazai isn't actually doing shit. I don't know why. I like that idea that he's just there playing mind games with him and he actually has no card, like nothing. He's just pure bluffing. I really like that idea.
Oh, he on his Dio and Darby bluff.
Yeah. And then too, I think what it is, why I like that idea is because it would show the trust that he has in the rest of the agency to get the job done, even in his absence. I would really like that if it would show the difference, because I do think Fyodor is actually controlling someone from the inside. I just don't know how. That would show the difference in them and how Fyodor needs to have his hands in anything and how he's distrusting of, even to the people close to him. And like conversely, it'll show that Dazai trusts the people that he's been with shooting in the gym.
Yeah, and also go back to the whole discussion they had like a few episodes ago when they was talking about like Fyodor was talking about like how, hey Dazai, how do you like make your subordinates more autonomous. And as I said, you just sit back in a cut and let them figure it themselves. So maybe that's what
Ooh.
he's doing.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, guys, I don't got nothing under this hand.
Hopefully.
But I think that's almost it in the episode. Is there anything else you wanted to mention?
I think that's it. Oh well, I guess it's one little smart thing that like, even though we found out it was all Cap,
Mhm.
but like the Port Mafia really like stands 10 toes down with Maury.
Oh yeah.
It was like, hey, yo, this is Maury orders. We'll die for this. We'll die for this shit, man.
But
This ain't no
is it?
game, man.
But is it Cap? That's the question.
Oh, I see what you. Okay,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. I'm saying I don't know. Like, listen, the only reason I'm saying this, or I keep bringing up this point, is because it's Maury we talk. I can't see Maury getting outplayed like this. Like, Maury has been outplayed. We seen what Fyodor was doing to him last season, but to be outplayed under his own nose, I have belief in Maury. That's what it is. I have belief in Maury, man.
And then also the small thing, like the Port Mafia, like his cover had to be close to getting blown because that was mentioned. So it has to come to fruition some way, somehow.
Yeah, I'm banking on old boy actually being loyal to Maury. Like, this is a man who has contingency plans on top of contingency plans. That man is a straight finesser. I wouldn't be surprised if he is the one who, he's the one who orchestrated him getting into the hunting dolls in the first place. I mean, he also had a background in the military. It's not that far fetched.
Yeah.
So, because at this point, bro, I'm just looking at any sign of relief we may get, because, bro, I just don't see it, man. I don't see where we can win right now, man.
Where every time we get hope, it gets dashed away and taken away, man. And this season is like a roller coaster because literally there is no salvation for us.
None.
We get framed. We get the hunting dogs against us. Then they super niggas Chifuya comes to help us. And they, even though he did some work, they still was able to catch up with the helicopter. We had to lose Kunikiti, and it's just like, man, we gonna catch a break. We gonna get a dub.
I feel like every 2 episodes, either one of our guys are getting like maimed or captured.
Yeah.
Like, every fucking 2 episodes, somebody just get packed up or they locking their ass up, man. This shit is insane. I never thought that there would be a group that was posing as much of a threat as Fyodor did in season 3, because, well, it was more so, I guess, the Port Mafia versus the agency, but still, he was the guy making it happen. But yeah, these guys are giving us a run for their money, bro. They really are. But yeah, I think that's everything to talk about these 2 episodes. Hopefully we catch a break, but considering there's 3 more episodes left, I see this season as probably our downs, or like the downfall of the agency, in that everything is going to look bleak even by the end of it, and then next season is where we start to mount a comeback. You know, that's just storytelling more often than not. You're not going to have the Bane guys just straight up lose unless you're that sadistic. So this season, man, we might just have to chuck this up to L. First half wasn't looking too good. Second half, we going to have some boys come in clutch. We still got Rompo in the cut. You know what I'm saying? We still got big money bag Francis in the cut. You know what I'm saying? Kunikita doing this thing somewhere. And we still got Dazai keeping Fyodor in check. So, hey, it's stuff to look forward to. It's just not really connecting right now.
Yeah.
But much appreciation, Jeremy, EA. We will probably be here next week, depending on what happens, either a week or 2 weeks from now. Yeah, we'll be back.